so what was interesting about my concussion was when I first got a concussion, I was like, I don't have any of these symptoms. I have a headache and I'm dizzy. And I was like, that is it. However, like, I realized over the course of my concussion how many other symptoms I was having that I didn't realize were symptoms. Like, I just thought, because, like, you don't really understand. Like, some days you wake up, right? And you're like, oh, I'm tired. Or, like, oh, I just don't feel like I'm thinking as well. And, like, that's kind of normal. But, like, I was realizing that, like, I would do things, like, I would come home and, like, I'd be changing. And I'd be trying to put a shirt on a hanger. And it wouldn't be going on. And my brain would just give up. It would be like, I don't know what to do with this. And I'd just, like, put it on the ground or something. And I was like, no, like, why did you just give up on that? Like, you just need to put it on the hanger. And it was, like, my brain just, like, not being able to take anything and, like, just not being able to focus. And, like, I was like, I can focus because I studied throughout my entire concussion. I did not take any time off of school. And, like, I was like, no, like, my cognitive function is totally fine. But, like, it was not necessarily in school, but, like, which was weird. But, like, I would not be able, or like somebody would be talking to me and I'm like, I just can't, like, I can't focus on you enough to give you a good response. And like, it made me very, like, I already, like, before my concussion, sometimes feel like I'm not really, like, here. Like, there's, like, a distance. But, like, with my concussion, it was, like, very, like, I'd be, like, in a conversation feeling like I'm watching it. And, like, all the time I just felt very, like, I am not here. One really scary thing was that, like, when my head would get really bad, like, my eyes would be open, like, I'm alive, like, I am awake, but I felt like I was, like, my eyes were closed. I don't exactly know how to describe that, but, like, I felt very, like, I was asleep, like, I was dreaming, and, like, also, when sometimes my head would hurt, or, like, my brain would get that, like, I can't deal with it, and, like, I wouldn't be able to focus. And one thing I ended up being able to, like, do to, like, know whether it was that or not was I would, like, close my eyes. And if my brain really wanted me to close my eyes, like, I realized that, like, my brain was just, like, overloaded and, like, just couldn't take it anymore. So, yes, like, in the beginning of my concussion, I realized that I was having some, like, inability to do things for an extended period of time. And I realized I was dizzy and, like, sometimes a tiny bit, not like my eyes were blurry, like, my vision wasn't blurred, but, like, I just couldn't, nothing was clear, like, it just wasn't as clear as it used to be. But then as my concussion went on, like, I got more symptoms even though I was still recovering. So, like, it changed. And, like, anytime, so, like, a big thing from the beginning was anytime I tried to do any physical activity, my head hurt. Like, that was the main thing. I couldn't do anything because that would bring on all of the symptoms. Even just, like, getting my heart rate up, which was really hard for me being an athlete. And, like, literally my whole body hurts if I don't work out. But, like, it got worse to the point where I thought I was, like, healed. And I would, like, try to do anything. And I think this happened. I don't think it happened at diving. I don't think I was back at diving yet. It started getting where I would try to work out and I would have, like, uncontrollable, like, anxiety attacks where I would, like, start running and then all of a sudden I'd, like, uncontrollably start crying and, like, couldn't breathe and, like, didn't know, but, like, there was nothing causing it. Like, I wasn't upset about anything, and I've, like, never had anxiety, depression, anything like that in my life. And, like, I could not work out. Like, I would show up to the gym, try to work out, and, like, anytime I tried to do anything physical, my brain would, like, freak out. And I would just, and, like, I ended up a lot of the time, and it just, that symptom got really bad. And, I started having, like, anxiety attacks not working out, and I just, like, got really kind of depressed. And, like, I still, like, had to do all of my work, but, like, it got so bad, like, one time I was, like, and I was also playing piano through all this, like, I never stopped playing piano, and I was, like, playing this really hard piece, and, like, I was also not sleeping, because even without diving, I couldn't get all of my homework done. So, like, I had a concussion, I wasn't sleeping, I was still playing piano and doing all of my homework, and I couldn't work out, so that was, like, really uncomfortable. and like I was trying to play and I like couldn't take it anymore, but I knew I had to play. And like I started to think about like all the homework I had to do and like everything, and then I fell on the floor and like was just like crying uncontrollably, and my parents thought I had a seizure, and like I like was like on the couch and like I just didn't want to move and didn't want to get up and like didn't want to do anything, but I like still ended up like I got up and I did my homework because I had to do my homework. But like that was definitely like the pinnacle of like bad stuff, and like it just got to a point where like I would just come home and I just cried a lot, and I would just go on the couch and lie there for like a long time, and it still scares me, the idea of like ever going back there, because like I was like preparing for like even like after school ended, like I was preparing for my immersion program, which I've been pumped for like ever, and I was just getting so depressed, and I was like, why are you depressed? Like this is super happy. And I just like did not, yeah, and a lot of it like wasn't really tied to like any emotional or any like actual thing. It was just like my brain would just go and do all this random stuff that I like couldn't control. And yeah, I think those were all of the symptoms, just like dizziness, some sort of blurry, not being able to focus, and then yeah, the anxiety and depression stuff was like the end. So